How you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? So, Niko Kovac has been sacked. Now, I was scrolling through YouTube. Apparently, it was a thing like which was reported on 20 minutes ago. But I was like scrolling on YouTube, so I didn't even get that. I didn't even get anything of that. I didn't get any of those messages on Twitter, or on WhatsApp, that this is happening. But I'm there just going through YouTube. I'm watching some King Kong that's on TV. I'm going through YouTube, and suddenly because I'm the kind of person I don't click on like my subscription list first. I click on my home section first. So I click on my home section, and like the first thing I see is Niko Kovac has been sacked. Okay, well, early on today, all the reports were saying Niko Kovac won't be sacked, and Niko Kovac won't be sacked. And then suddenly, the reports were Niko Kovac has been sacked, and now Niko Kovac is sacked. Now, here's the thing, right? If you watch my channel for like the last, I want to say last 2 months, honestly, more so like this month. But if you watch my channel for like the last 2 months, would have noticed like me gradually, going into the Kovac out section of the fans, I guess if you want to call it that. It's very, very simple for me. It was very, very simple. We still got results, so that's not really what it boiled down to. But what it really was our playing style. And I would say, a lot of people disagree with me, but this is my stance on football, on the club as in general. We've got a good enough squad to win games without having to play well. But if we play well, we will win games. And some of you may be like, well, regardless, we're gonna win games then with your logic. And yes, that is most certainly true. Like I didn't think we played well at all over the last couple of weeks, months. Honestly, last year we didn't really play all that good as well. So basically, since the last 2 years or so, I didn't think we played all that great. But I still thought like because last year obviously we had old aging players and so on and so forth. When it was the first season of Kovac, that's forgivable. Because I always give a coach 1 year to get their stamp on a team, and then the second year is when I judge them. So last year, when we didn't play all that well, I didn't really say all that much. Yes, I was disappointed a lot of the times. I was like, come on, we could have done much better. We need to do much better. I still can't see the Kovac identity on a team, but oh well, it's the first season. He's gonna have one more summer training camp, and then obviously having 2 summer training camps and 1 winter training camp, that should be enough to get your identity on a team. Didn't happen. Now we're in this predicament where we've stacked him, and who knows who's going to take over. I mean, Flick will take over for the next 2 games. Who knows if he's going to take over beyond that or not. After that, we have the international break, so obviously we'll have a lot more time to look at coaches. Now, I've had a feeling, and again, I'll get into that later, but I've had a feeling that we're going to get Mourinho. Now, I'll get into that much later, but I've had a feeling like that for like a year now. I don't know if I've done a video on this a long time ago. I might have not, but I'll get into why I think so exactly in a few minutes. But by the way, if you can hear some background noise, I do apologize. The background noise is kind of just there. I can't really do much about it, quite frankly. And I can't do this video tomorrow because tomorrow I'm flying. So this is my only real time, me actually being on time with my videos. That's something that in itself is quite impressive, but this is the only time I can really make this video. So that's just the way it is, I guess. But yeah, Niko Kovac, I wish him all the best, honestly, for the future. Obviously it didn't work out at Bayern. Could have been his fault, could have been the player's fault, but quite frankly, if you have to choose between players and a manager, 9 times out of 10, you take the manager, you sack the manager. Quite frankly, there's a lot more issues than just the players and the manager. There's obviously some other things as well that have gone wrong in the last couple of years, but we'll talk about them soon, but not today. Today is more so about what happened and what the future could be. Niko Kovac. Again, it didn't work out for him all that much. Granted, he won the double last season, and I know a lot of people always go back to that. I know a lot of people always go back to that, but you know what? It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, we've won a double, honestly, so that's great, but like, that was last season. It's a weird thing where like you're always like, okay, that was last season. Now this season, and like last season we didn't play well, but we won. This season, we're not playing well. We're winning games, we're drawing games. Obviously, last game we lost badly, but it's just one of those things. We're just constantly thinking like, ooh, Should we really be playing like this? Should we really be, we should be doing better. Like, we should be doing better. Like our squad is good enough to not concede every single game, to actually, not rely on Lewandowski to basically bail us out, and Neuer to basically bail us out. Having your striker and your goalkeeper being the two players that can actually play football, and the rest of the team doesn't play football. That's when you know you're struggling. That's when you know you're struggling. Now, Niko Kovac. Again, I wish him all the best. Now, I don't know whether he actually decided to leave or whether he was sacked, because again, the news that early on was that the club decided not to sack him, and now the news is saying that Niko Kovac himself decided to leave. Which, fair play to you. Not a lot of people would do that. Not a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would be like, yeah, I can turn the ship around. Well, really, realistically, they can't. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was never the biggest fan of Niko Kovac, even before we signed him. And when we signed him, I kind of made that known that I wasn't the biggest fan of him. And the reason for that was always because he always said tactics aren't important. It's more important, your attitude is more important. To me, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. No. I like my tactics. And obviously, when your passing lanes are not going well, when your half spaces aren't really covered, and when your players are all out of position, that's just bad signs. Very, very bad signs to me. That's just what it is. Now, at this point, I'll say thank you, Niko Kovac, and good luck in getting another job. Now, let's talk about the future. And I have to hold the camera. I'm holding my phone. I've always pretty much used either my phone or my webcam as a camera. I really need to get myself like an actual camera, but you all know what I'm doing. I'm not taking this serious at all. This channel, this basically is just me talking. That's really what it boils down to, me talking. It's why there are sometimes videos, sometimes they're not videos, because quite frankly, this is just me talking, me wanting to share my opinions, and that's really what it boils down to. Nothing serious. But yeah, the future, and there are honestly realistically four choices that I think we can make, either now or we'll wait until the end of the season. I think the end of the season. I mean, the season is halfway through. Honestly, wait until the end of the season, to me, that's just like that's giving up on this season too quickly. That's giving up on the season too quickly. Like, this season, we're not even at the winter break. Just to say, oh yeah, let's give it to Flick, and just like kind of just like, oh yeah, just wait until like 2020, like it doesn't sit well with me. Now, there are two permanent options that we could get in the international break. Three, actually, now that I think about it, but I'm not so sure about the third person, because I'm honestly not that sure. But like, the first person is Mourinho, the second person is Allegri, and the third person is Wenger, and the fourth person would be Flick. Now, Flick would primarily, he's taking over right now. He's the assistant coach. He would primarily be taking over until the start of the next season. But again, to me, that's just like one of those, you're giving up on the season. Yeah, Flick, he may get things right, but still, personally, I always prefer a permanent solution. I know a lot of people, they like Ten Hag. They would want him to join Bayern as the head coach in the summer, which is why a lot of people want to like kind of just hold out until like at the end of this season. But honestly, yeah, I can understand people. And if this was March, I would say absolutely. If this was April, I would say absolutely. But we're in November. We're in November. I don't want us to give up on the season this quickly. I don't want this to be the case, honestly. Yeah, maybe long term we might make the wrong mistake, but I honestly think we should go for either A, Mourinho, B, Allegri, or C, Wenger. Now, here's my thoughts on those three. Mourinho. And I think he's going to join. I actually thought he's going to join. Maybe not this year, but I thought he was going to join within the next 3 years. I thought he was going to join Bayern. And I'll tell you why. There was an interview about a year ago. What was it, a year ago? It was a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago. Where Mourinho said something along the lines of like, I really enjoy the Bundesliga, and I'm looking for a new club. I've also been taking German lessons. Like, it was like a bunch of interviews that happened within like a month, where he basically said those three things, and I always thought straight away, okay. And then there was an interview recently. I can't remember who it was, but he basically said, I want a club that wants to win the Champions League, a club that has ambitions. Okay. You know what I'm getting like there was all these like little things I'm like ooh, and then obviously we had Pep. It would kind of make sense to get Mourinho as well. Now I know a lot of people have issues with with Mourinho. Honestly, I like Mourinho and I don't like Mourinho. Um, I love to hate him. I hate to love him, but he's just kind of all over the place. And I don't know how well he do because there's two types of Mourinho's. You know, there is the Inter, Porto, in my opinion, especially the Real Madrid Mourinho, where like especially with Real Madrid, you watch Real Madrid. I mean, the other clubs he was successful. He was always honestly he was always successful. Like his early Chelsea stint, very successful. Chelsea later on his second stint, also successful. Like he's always been successful in terms of like trophies. He's always been successful. His play style may have not always been the best, but success has always been there. But for me, his Real Madrid was his Real Madrid, the Mourinho Real Madrid team was honestly the most exciting team to watch in world football until Bayern, not 2013, 2012. I actually like the 2012. I know 2013 was much better, but in terms of just overall enjoyment, I like the 2012 team more. Yeah. Um, but like that Real Madrid team was just absolutely fantastic. Like that is scoring, the most goals ever scored in the league and whatnot. Breaking all these. Of course, they didn't win the Champions League, but like they were a well drilled machine. Their counter attack was just lightning quick, and it wasn't just because of the Ronaldo and whatnot, but it was just the team. The team was set up in that way where it was just like attack, attack, attack. They could strangle you with a chokehold. Like that's how it felt. Like they could strangle you as if they were strangling a cat that just I don't know. That's just pissed all over your expensive furniture. That's basically say no to animal abuse. But that's basically how it felt like, all right? It felt like we're playing against like just a bunch of saber-toothed tigers that would just claw at you and just wait for you to slowly choke and bleed to death. That's what it honestly felt like, right? So I would love to see that kind of Mourinho at Bayern. Of course, the fear is you could get, the more pragmatic Mourinho, the less cocky, the less arrogant Mourinho that is like just a lot more cautious, just a lot more, yeah, yeah. But again, I thought for a while now, I thought actually that Mourinho would eventually end up at Bayern within the next couple of years, honestly, because there's no reason why he would learn German in that case. Then obviously you have Allegri. I don't know how good Allegri would be because he doesn't speak German, so that already makes it difficult for him to just come on mid-season. Yeah, so that already is a big oof. He's available, yes, and he's like one of the few top coaches that are available right now. But I honestly think he's got the lowest chance. I really do think he's got the lowest chance. And that's just what it boils down to. Like we were much better off with Ancelotti, honestly, honestly, because Ancelotti spoke the language. And then you've got Wenger. Wenger, known to play youth, knows German. I think recently he mentioned also that he might actually go back into coaching one day, one of these days. I think that's what he said maybe like a couple of months ago or so. So he would also be a great. I know obviously, towards his later end at his Arsenal career, things didn't really work out that well for him. But in the grand scheme of things, I think like he was one of the most successful coaches that has ever been in football. I know a lot of people like to clown on his Arsenal team. A lot of people like to meme on it. But at the end of the day, I think like his legacy speaks for itself. And I think like with the right backing, if you have Oliver Kahn as well soon in there, with the right structure around him, Wenger would do an amazing job, and with our youth as well, he would integrate a lot of like young players, and he would give a lot of young players a chance, and hey, he would be reunited with Gnabry. Now, that's just my thoughts, though. That's just my thoughts on who I think. Obviously, then you've got Flick, and again, I just don't like the option of. To me, it wouldn't be, all right, but maybe it wouldn't be. I can't say for sure, but to me, it honestly feels like this season is over. Let's focus on the next season. And that to me just doesn't sit right at all. Because this season is not over. This season has barely started. So to me that's just a no-go. Eric Ten Hag won't come until next season. So, he won't be available until the summer. So we either wait until the summer and give up on this season, or we get him. Sorry, no. We either wait until the summer and get him, or we get a permanent solution. And in my opinion, we should be getting a permanent solution. I know a lot of people will disagree with that. That's fair enough. But hey, I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to watching my King Kong. I'm going back to watching, trying to find some YouTube videos to watch, because I was going for YouTube. I was like, oh yeah, there's currently a break. There's a break, advertising break, while King Kong was playing. It's like, let me just quickly Google a few things, see if there's any new interesting videos, and the first thing I saw was just the announcement. So hey, that's that, I guess. That's that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, folks, I will see you all in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and bye.